you have a look at the, this is the sectoral composition. So the blue side is the top 100, the large caps. And that's the sectoral weightings of all of the stocks in the top 100. So you can see, and most of us know, that it's dominated by banks and a couple of resource companies and Telstra. So that's effectively what you're buying. If you think that having your money in the top 100 is a great diversification and it's low risk, it's not. We've seen banks have a average performance over since 2014. I can't see that performance being great going forward because they are so big. You've got inquiries into the banking system and the financial practices of the banks. That's not going to augur well for banks going forward. You've got two very large resource businesses in the top 100. Then you look at the sectoral composition of the small cap market. There's a lot of businesses out there. There's a lot more stocks in the small cap market. So you can actually get better sector diversification in small caps than you can in big caps. If banks are sold off, that's half of the top 100 index. You don't have that same dynamic in small caps. The other reason I like small caps is this is a list of companies that are in the top 100 that we've owned over various different times during our careers, Tim and myself. So all of the companies in green we've owned, they all started off as small caps. Are they going to be as attractive? And you can see the returns that they've had. Look, we never owned Fortescue, but you can see the percentage returns from the companies that start off at small caps. So if you're fishing in that pond of big caps, structurally the problem with a big cap stock is that really the bigger it gets, the more likely it is to only be able to grow at GDP. It can't grow faster than the rate the economy is going at. So, if you're Coles and Woolworths, and between the two of you, you have 90% market share of Australian retail, how much more can you grow? You do really well, you might be able to get 1 or 2 percentage points out of your competitor, but you are really open to places like Aldi and Lidl and that coming into Australia and taking your market share. So quite often the smaller businesses are able to eat at the sort of carcass of those bigger businesses. And some of these businesses have been very, very successful. We held Domino's Pizza for quite a long period of time. It seemed like a very expensive business when we bought it back in, I think it was 2013. But Don Mage, and we talk about the quality of management, Don Mage, who is the CEO of Domino's Pizzas, I think we paid $16 for it and sold it at about $60. So it was a fantastic return over a very long period of time. But he's a guy that can talk to you about pizza crust. And he can talk to you about pizza crust for 2 or 3 hours. He's passionate about his business. If any of you, I went and ordered a pizza. I hadn't had a Domino's pizza for a long time. I thought I'd buy one last year for whatever reason. I don't particularly like them. I was surprised. The pizza you used to get that was about that big is now about that big. Because Don says if I shrink this pizza by 5% every year, that's extra profit I can put in there. If I buy my flour in bulk, he's always thinking, he's thinking 24/7 about that business. Some of you might have read he was talking about, delivering pizzas with drones. He's thinking, what can I do to make this business bigger? And he's an entrepreneurial person. He started off just working part-time in a Domino's Pizza, and back then Pizza Hut was big. They were the main brand. Domino's was a second business. It didn't have a great presence in Australia. It was an offshoot from a US brand. He's now taken that and he's gone global. He's taken the master distribution rights to Japan and areas within Europe. So they're the types of businesses we're looking at. We're trying to get people who are passionate. If I hadn't met Don and you told me to have a look at Domino's Pizzas way back then when we bought it at $16, I would have said, Domino's, Pizza Hut, no, it's never going to get there. But you meet the person and the person can change your mind. And you also need to be able to differentiate between whether they're just a good salesperson or whether they truly have the ability to grow a business into a big business.